If you've got $10,000 sitting in the bank right now, you're ahead of most people. But the question is, what are you going to do with it? Leave it there? Watch it slowly disappear thanks to inflation? Or turn it into a strategic launching pad for real wealth? Let me be brutally honest, $10,000 won't make you rich. But used correctly, it will open the doors that lead to riches. Most people wait for a big opportunity or believe they need $100K or a business idea before making moves. But the truth? The most successful people don't wait. They act with what they already have. So if you're sitting on $10K and unsure what to do, here are 6 strategic moves you must consider now. Not next year, not when the market is better, but now. 1. Build a 3-month emergency fund. First, protect yourself. The foundation of financial freedom is security. Before you invest, scale, or start a business, you need a cushion. 3 months of basic living expenses, rent, groceries, utilities, gas, should be set aside in a high-yield savings account. Why not a regular account? Because inflation eats your savings alive. Even 4% interest in a high-yield account slows that erosion. Remember, an emergency fund isn't about growing wealth. It's about protecting momentum. One bad emergency without a safety net can destroy years of progress. This is your shield. Build it first. 2. Pay off high-interest debt. Debt is the reverse of investing, especially if it's high interest. Think credit cards, personal loans, payday loans. If you're paying 20% interest on a credit card and your best investment gives you 8%, you're losing money every day. There's no shame in debt, but there is danger in ignoring it. Take a chunk of that $10K and eliminate it now. Every dollar freed from debt is a dollar that starts working for you, not the bank. 3. Invest in low-cost index funds. Once you're protected and your debt is managed, it's time to make your money work. The simplest, most proven method? Index funds. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes. They're long-term, low-fee, diversified investments that track the overall market, like the S&P 500. Historically, that market returns 7–10% annually. Over time, the power of compounding will do the heavy lifting. You just have to stay consistent. You don't need to pick stocks. You don't need to time the market. Just start. Automate a monthly deposit into a fund like VOO or FXAII and let your wealth quietly build behind the scenes. 4. Invest in yourself. Here's where the game really changes. Want a guaranteed return? Invest in your own skill set. That could mean an online course in copywriting, sales programming, or marketing. Learn how to edit videos, run ads, or start a YouTube channel. One $500 course could increase your income by $1,000 a month for life. That's not theory. That's math. The highest ROI you'll ever see doesn't come from Wall Street. It comes from self-improvement. Millionaires aren't born, they're built. Every wealthy person you admire started with the decision to develop high-income, high-value skills. You can start doing that today with a portion of your $10K. 5. Start a small, scalable side hustle. Not every business requires venture capital. In fact, many profitable businesses started with less than $1,000. Maybe it's content creation. Maybe it's digital products. Maybe it's flipping items on eBay, reselling books, building a service on Fiverr, or starting an Etsy store. The goal is to find something small that generates cash flow and can scale. Not every hustle becomes an empire, but the confidence and business acumen you gain, that's priceless. Use $500 to test. If it works, double down. If it fails, you've paid for an education. Either way, you're leveling up. 6. Diversify for defense, gold, crypto, or REITs. Once you've handled the basics, saved, paid off debt, invested in yourself, and created income, then, and only then, consider diversification. Maybe 5 to 10% of your capital goes into speculative or defensive assets. Gold. It protects against inflation and market volatility. Crypto. High risk, high reward, but small calculated exposure can build outsized returns. Real estate investment trusts, REITs. They offer real estate exposure without needing to buy property. These aren't your first moves, but they're excellent 5th or 6th ones. They protect your long game while offering asymmetric opportunities for growth. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Some people will hear all this and still say, $10K isn't enough. But that mindset is the biggest lie of all. Wealth isn't built with amounts. It's built with discipline and direction. You could hand $10,000 to two people. One would waste it on stuff that fades in a month, and the other would turn it into a system that grows for decades. This is the secret the wealthy already know. Small sums, used intelligently, are more powerful than big sums wasted thoughtlessly. It's not about chasing trends, buying courses you never finish, or dumping your savings into crypto at 2 a.m. It's about clarity, structure, intentional moves. You don't need a windfall, you need a plan. Here's a simple way to start. $3,000 into an emergency fund, $2,000 toward any high-interest debt, $3,000 into index funds, automated monthly contributions, $1,000 for personal development, courses, books, software, $500 into a small side hustle experiment, $500 for diversification, gold, crypto, REITs. Your call. Adjust the numbers to fit your situation, but stick to the principle. Secure, grow, develop, scale, diversify. And the best part, once you do this right with your first $10K, you'll know exactly what to do with your next $100K. Because this isn't just about the money, it's about who you become when you start treating money like a tool, not a goal. This is how you escape the paycheck to paycheck loop. This is how you create leverage. And this is how $10K becomes freedom. Now ask yourself, which of these 6 steps are you going to take today? Because money doesn't grow by waiting, it grows by moving. And now, it's your move.